Black Alpha Network, home of black excellence.
One time, one motherfucking time. This right here go out to all my brothers, sisters, kings, queens, the goddess, and the gods. Shouts out to y'all, man. I'm sending salutes all the way around. Catch these motherfuckers, because I'm sending them right now. Let's get it. It's the Black AlphaCast. Welcome back. We about to set it off right. We about to set it off for real. We about to give that work. We're going to go all the way in. We're going to give good game. We're going to break good game down, break it down and chop it up like we always do. We're going to keep it black and excellent. We're going to stay prideful. We're going to represent ourselves. And at the same time, we're going to expose anybody who got some smoke for us, and we're going to barbecue. And a special one for all my people on Twitter and all my people on Instagram. Damn, it goes down over there. We be straight clowning. If you ain't seen it, you missing out. Man, I be reading some of y'all tweets when I be at the store and I be out in public, and I be laughing out loud. Motherfuckers be looking at me like I'm crazy. Y'all be posting some funny shit. I tell you, I be seeing some shit on there that blow my mind. I be in this motherfucker laughing off rip. Y'all cold. Hey, B1s is undefeated. They better not fuck up, cause y'all be on their asses. If they read some of our timeline, man, them motherfuckers just start crying. They can't handle the truth. No, they can't handle that heat. Hey, if you ain't following me, follow me. Hey, and if I'm not following you, hit me up and let me know so I can follow you. That's how we build it, shit. Cause we be clowning motherfuckers, we be going in. Some of the shit y'all be posting be having me crying laughing. I'm telling you, I be in the middle of the motherfucking store laughing. These W's be looking at me like a motherfucker, and I just keep on strutting. Straight up and down, baby. So yeah, shout out to all my followers, man. One love. We all one big family. We ain't nothing but B1 cousins. Nothing but B1 cousins. They know that, we know that. Let's do what we do, straight up, daily. B1, baby. But yo, I want to say thanks for all the good shots out and all the love y'all been giving me. I appreciate all the kind words. And like I said from day one, and I say this to all my day ones, I say this to all my new family, hey, I respect you and I'm going to keep on grinding. You know, they been trying to hold me back. They've been trying to keep me down and stuff and throw all these blockades and shit in front of me, but nah, You know, you can't keep Black Alpha down. Nah, no way. No. That's impossible. So they gonna keep on doing what the fuck they do, and we gonna keep doing what the fuck we do. And like I always say, I bet our shit go further. That's on everything. This B1 shit is going all the way to the top, and I don't give a fuck who getting away. But from here and from the Black Alpha Network, we gonna keep coming with new stuff, new content, and pure fire. I mean, we got stuff rocked out, ready to go. We got some good shit coming. You gonna start seeing me on all different types of platforms and all types of things. And this shit right here, I promise you, by this time next year, this is gonna be a motherfucking movement. And they better get ready, because we's coming and we ain't stopping. So I appreciate all of the love. And y'all my family. This shit's deeper than that, man. There's a lot of things that been going on in my life, you know, and being here with my B1 family and make everything good. Everything G-O-O-D. So I appreciate y'all, I salute y'all, and together we the strongest. So let's break it down, because there's only one way to go, and that's all the way to fuck in. Let's get it. Alright, now let's get right to business, and let's do it in the certified way, and the most certified way as possible. Bang them notifications, smash that subscribe button, like, comment, share, and all that good shit. But most importantly, above all, let's go to work, family. Yes, indeed. Today we're going to talk about how they have a different set of rules, laws, and regulations for us that nobody else has to abide by. Nobody else. We all know that shit. I'm talking about from the courtroom, the classroom, corporate world, in every sector of society, on every single continent, in every single country. There's a special set of rules that are put in place for us. Some people call them the black codes. Some people call it Jim Crow. But what I call it is the nigger laws. Yeah, and with a hard ER on it. N-I-G-G-E-R, laws. And that's what it's always been. And what are they? I'll tell you what they are. It's that you can do the same exact thing in the same exact way at the same exact time as somebody else, and your punishment is always 100 times worse. You know what I'm talking about. And every living, breathing person knows it. Fuck the games. We're not gonna sit here and pretend. Everybody out there done seen it, they done saw it. And they're very aware of it. It ain't no secret, and ain't no surprise. If your ass goes in the store and you take a piece of bread, you going to jail, prison, 10 years. Sally can go in that same store on that same day, steal, wave at the clerk, walk out the door. She getting a slap on the wrist. Oh yes. Your ass can go speeding down the highway. You gonna get a $500 ticket and they taking your car and you're going to jail. Johnny drives right by the police officer. Zoom! Motherfucker cop wave at him. He don't even go to court. That's why you see all of these gaps in every single system in America. I seen Obama and Eric Holder. They were like, well, there are some gaps and there are some disparities that disproportionately affect black people. How the fuck you think it became some disparities? By accident or by law? And what law are we talking about? The ones that everybody else gets or the ones that are exclusive for black people? The ones when you lift up the veil, when you peel back the layers, those ones. Because it's the in-laws. And I ain't talking about your family. I ain't talking about your relatives. No, I'm talking about the ones that oppress black people. And we're the only ones who are subjected to this. And you see it all across the board. And anybody who tells you this ain't real is a goddamn lie. People know this at a young age. Y'all remember seeing black kids get into fights at school? Or maybe your kids get into a fight at school? Shit, I remember when I used to get into a fight at school. And the teachers would completely exaggerate it. And they would never treat it like they'd treat somebody else's kids. They'd never treat it like all those other people. I remember getting into a fight. They turned that shit into gang banging. Like Al Capone was coming over like it was a damn mafia. It was a simple, regular, I'll see you after school fight. And the grown-up adults turned it into something bigger. It's sad. The kids were being civil and just had a little fight. The adults turned it into something bigger. It's because of them laws. Oh yeah. That's why. They was talking about goddamn gangbang, all types of shit. I'm looking at them like, what? They be like, who you run with? Who you calling? You want to grab the phone? Want to call your partner? Like, you know, we all got to have a goddamn partner because it's always got to be organized crime, right? A black man could just be doing something by himself. They got to turn it into organized crime, mafia shit. They be like, what gang are you in? What set you claim, homie? I be like, set? God damn it, I'm 7 years old. Shit. And that's why they do it. Because of these laws. They want to make a criminal out of you one way or another, and they're going to. Because that's how they operate. And this is how the system operates. And this is what they did to us. They always got to turn it into some type of investigation. Always exaggerate it, always make it something bigger on purpose. Those are the rules. Always make it something bigger. He was looking at me. I feared for my life. Is this man bothering you? The black boy did it. Them other kids that get into a fight. Johnny just had a bad day today. Johnny done hit a motherfucker with a lunch tray, threw the teacher's assistant in the headlock, threw a stapler at the other students. Black kid get into a problem. They want to call the police on the phone. And it starts at a young age. This is the preschool to prison pipeline. So we are subjected to this from birth. All the way from birth. Everybody out there has stories. And your stories, I guarantee you, of having to deal with these laws go all the way back to elementary school. And then you probably got older and watched your kids go through this. And then you'll see your kids go through this like your damn grandparents did. Because these laws have always been in place. And a lot of times with these issues, we could just solve them simply. But they don't want you to. Because it's those laws. You can call it what you want. You can call it whatever make you feel better, whatever make you sleep at night. But that's what they are. And that's what they saying when they ain't around you, behind your back, when they doors closed and they go home at night. They all saying it. That's what the laws are. Period. Why you think when you go in front of a judge, he may not tell you what those laws are because it ain't written down. It's in his mind. What you think happens when you get pulled over? It ain't written down. It's in his mind. What you think when you see these presidents and these politicians on TV and they sitting there telling you all the things they can't do for you? It ain't written down. It's in their minds. They keep these laws in their brain. So when you see these black folks talking about I know the laws. I know my rights. Shoot, technically I'm entitled to this and technically I'm entitled to that. No, technically you ain't entitled to shit. That's it. And those are the only laws that will ever be exercised for black people right here. And we're going to break down how in the United States of America, the only laws that we're subjected to are a different set of laws. You can call them whatever the fuck you want. But you know right here on the Black AlphaCast, we give it to you real, raw, and uncut. So I put it to people like this. Clear as day, like we do. What was the last law that was written specifically and enforced specifically for black American people? I'm not talking about a law they said was for us. I ain't talking about affirmative action and other people benefited. No, I'm talking about something that was written for us and enforced for us. And they made sure we're the only people who had to deal with it. You know what them was? The last laws that were ever written for us were the Black Codes, Jim Crow laws, aka the NIGGER laws. Cold facts, hard facts, straight to the motherfucking core. Those are the last laws that have ever been written for us. Jim Crow, all the way around. You can go look it up and that's what you will see. And a lot of people don't even think about it. They think, well, no, we had that one. No, we didn't. No, there was that one law that was written for us. No, that didn't work either. Well, no, there was that one law for black people. No, that helped out minorities more than black folks. God damn. The last laws that were ever written for black folks, enforced for black folks specifically, was Jim Crow. So when we out here saying, can the government do anything specific for us? Oh yeah, they can do a lot of things specific for you. The judge can do things specific for you. The teachers and the police can too. But they ain't gonna be the specific things that you want. It's gonna be specific oppression. So as we vote every year, sit in the rain, sit in the cold, sit in the snow, for these political parties to pass laws for us, the only law that this country has ever written for you that will ever be of value was Jim Crow. All the way, look it up. I mean, our hair has had more laws written for us than our well-being or our welfare. Oh yeah, we've got more laws to oppress our hair than we've had any law to protect us from a race soldier. Your dreadlocks done got more laws written for it. Your afro done got more laws written for it. Your damn bonnet, putting your hair in braids, done got more laws. Literally, right here in America. We don't say shit figuratively, literally. That's where these people are. Look at it now. Look at the Derek Chauvin sentencing. The Minnesota Attorney General came out and said, don't be heavy on him. Be nice to him. I feels bad for him. Why? It's because he knows what time it is. Now when it comes to us, come down hard on him. No mercy. But when it comes to this guy, oh, be nice to him. And the damn Attorney General said it. Mr. Keith Ellison. The Minnesota Attorney General told the judge basically give him a lighter sentence. First off, that's interfering with the case. Second, have you ever seen that in the history of America ever happen? Where an Attorney General came down and said don't do it? And I guarantee every time that's ever happened, if it has ever happened, it wasn't in the best benefit of a black person. As a matter of fact, look right there in Minnesota. When that black cop accidentally shot that W woman, that was the speedy trial. The case went right through. That family got one of the biggest settlements of all time, and the police officer went to jail, which is the complete opposite of the norm right here in America. What changed? The colors changed. Once the colors changed, the laws kicked in, then the cop goes to jail all of a sudden. Right. That family got a speedy trial. They got a big old fat paper check, big millions of dollars. And the police officer, he went straight to jail. No stop, no go, handcuffs, prison. Which we all know does not happen for us. We got to riot, march, protest, have everything on camera, pray, beg, and still don't get no justice. And this lady's family got all of that in one night. Your ass went to bed, closed your eyes, woke up in the morning, and justice was served. And the Minnesota AG didn't say shit. He didn't hit you with no, don't come down hard on him. There wasn't no blue lives matter all of a sudden for the cop. Because the laws are different. They say we live in two different worlds in America. Oh no, we all live in the same world. Oh yeah, we all on earth. This motherfucker's spinning. But guess what? Inside of this motherfucker, we live by two different laws. One is the truth, liberty, and justice laws for all law-abiding American citizens. And the other is specifically and exclusively designed to target black people. And they didn't need no pen, they don't need no pad, and they don't need no motherfucking books to enforce it. Because it's all where it matters. In their mind. And you know this is for us because you see all they do now is they slap each other on the wrist. That's all they do. I was just telling people the funniest thing in the world is watching them pretend to police each other. That shit is all smoke and mirrors. That's the dog and pony show. They not serious about policing each other, especially publicly. They write every motherfucking law for us. If one of them just so happens to come across it, they'll give them a slap on the wrist law. Because that's all they write for each other is slap on the wrist laws. Look at the Capitol situation. These folks ran up in Capitol Hill and was doing all types of wild fugazi shit. And look what happened. Nothing. They out here getting misdemeanors and shit. I ain't seen one person get more than a year. They out here getting 6 months and 8 months. If you ran into a store and did the same thing they did at the Capitol, you get 20 years off rip. These motherfuckers ain't getting nothing. One guy who's literally on camera, I'm talking about walking around, his ass got 6 months. Nothing. They found every reason in the book to let his ass go. They wouldn't find every reason in the book to let you go. As a matter of fact, they'll create a law to lock your ass up. They'll come up with anything to lock a brother or sister up. Shit, sooner or later they're gonna have the Fried Chicken Act. And a black person can't ride around with more than 3 pieces of chicken, or your ass is going to jail. It's gonna be a felony. You don't believe me? Look, how many laws have they made about our hair? They got acts and laws that say you can't have braids, you can't have afros, your hair can't grow this high off your head. So if you don't think that they can do anything they feel like I'm a W and I say so, then your ass in for a rude awakening. Think about that. Your hair on your head done been locked up and put in motherfucking handcuffs more than these supremacist groups who get permits and walk right down the street. Why? It's the in-laws. Not your mother-in-law, not your father-in-law, not your brother-in-law, your sister-in-law, none of that. A whole different one. For them, walk them right out. One of the guys got locked up. He said he didn't like the food or he wanted to be transported to another place. And the judge was like, okay. Judge accommodated this motherfucker like it was a 5-star hotel, like he was at the Hyatt. Because that's how it works. Because the funniest thing in the world is watching W's pretend to police supremacy. Because that's not what it's about. They give supremacists a slap on the wrist and they save all the hard shit for us because it's 2 different sets of laws. And you see how they all got on code? They all got together and they buried that story. Hush, hush, no talk. That shit became back news. And then eventually it went out the news cycle. When's the last time you even heard that story? They talking about the dog show and celebrities and award shows. They not even talking about that no more. Because publicly, it's not their job to ever highlight what they do. Us, put that shit on a motherfucking billboard. Show the whole goddamn world something that we did not do. Take something that they did do and mute it. Cover it up, hide it, don't talk about it. That's how it operates. Those are the 2 sets of laws that we speak of. They talked more about Bill Cosby than they did about the Capitol situation. They gave Bill Cosby more coverage in a week than they did about that for 4 or 5 months. You know they got on code. The main people that were covering it up were Democrats. The Democrats covered it up more than the Republicans did. Because when it boiled down to color, they're on the same team. Same team, the race brothers. Oh yeah, they get along way better than they let you know. Oh yeah, amongst themselves, it's slap on the wrist and it's little spats here and there. But in the meantime, in between motherfucking time, it's them together on W code all the way around. Supremacy will make best friends out of a Republican and a Democrat. Always has, because them is the laws. So we stay B1, baby, and we gonna break down all those laws right here on the AlphaCast, and we gonna do a certified summer style, so turn up. Oh, for sure. Me being me, and us being us, we gonna talk about how we defeat that shit, how we break it down and we replace it with our own code, theirs versus ours. But the main difference is that we're working on the right side, they're on the wrong side. They on the soft side, we on the hard side, they on the weak side, we on the strong side, so you already know the outcome. And it ain't no questions about it. It's gonna be B1 all the way on top and everybody else bowing the fuck down. We said what we said. Cause the fact of the matter is, they want us to treat ourselves the way they treat us. They want us to view ourselves the way they view us. This whole damn world views us in a certain light. I don't care where you from. If you walk around here with this tone, then they got a problem with it. And they want us to walk around and basically put ourselves in handcuffs. Treat ourselves like dirt, because that's the way they view us. And those are the in-laws. And once again, I ain't talking about your wife's parents. And you may not like that word, people may not like it, it may hurt your motherfucking feelings. I don't give a fuck. This is real. This is what the fuck they calling us, this is what the fuck they think, and this is what the fuck the world operates on. I ain't telling you what's right or wrong, I'm telling you how the game is played, and this is what they respond to, so this is what we're gonna break it down as. And see, you gotta understand, these laws, this is the law of the land. Yes, this is like the Constitution. The Constitution has this. Everybody talk about the 13th Amendment, man, the whole goddamn Constitution, everything. They don't need no 13 because these laws right here don't have to be written. I've said that before. I'll say that shit again. Before the Constitution existed, these laws existed. Before the first legislation ever was created, these laws existed. Before the country was created, these laws existed. This is the law of the land. And to participate and practice in these laws makes you a law-abiding citizen. It's a crime to not go with these laws. You go ahead and go opposite and come out here and support us, you're breaking the law. Because supporting black people are breaking the black codes. And that's why you get reprimanded. That's why they have a whole system based on reprimand. How do you get reprimanded? Is that you go against the in-laws. Don't do it. What's the first thing foreigners do when they come to this country? They fall right in. They understand what the laws are. When they take their pledge and they stick their hand up and say, I pledge to this, they say, I pledge that I'm going to treat black folks according to the law. That's what they say. Whether those words come out their mouth or not, or they get a wink, but it's all understood. That's why they harm us in their gas station and their nail salons and all these other things. It's so they can score points. It's no different than doing community service. It's no different than being a good Samaritan. That's how deep this shit run. Black folks are in bondage all across this planet. Throughout this country, go to every city in America and you can guarantee you're going to see black folks struggling. That's the one consistent for all my people who have traveled all the 50 states. One thing is you can go everywhere, even places like Wyoming and Iowa. Find out where the black folks are and you found out what poverty is. And it's because the same laws are in effect. It ain't no big secret. It ain't no accident or no coincidence. You cannot separate supremacy and this law system. They go hand in hand. If you are black and over, you are subjected to this. You can be young, you're subjected to this. You can be old, you're subjected to this. Our elders are, our kids are. You can be a black person from the East Coast, the West Coast, up north, down south. You could be rich, you could be poor. You could be this religion, that religion. You can wear a suit, you can sag your pants, you can cock your hat to the side. It doesn't matter. If you are black, you are subjected to these laws. And these laws are not no coincidence. Everybody knows it. Anybody who says they don't is just pretending and push them out the way. Because we ain't got time for these games. And if you don't think it's this deep, you better wake up. You better wake the fuck up. Because that 7 a.m. wake up call gonna get you. So be on one and stay alert because this shit is super serious. And the laws get even worse the more pro-black you are. Coons and sellouts, they're subjected to these laws. But you know damn well if you were certified, they really gotta get you. So how do you handle it? How do you handle all that seriousness that I was just talking about? Well, if that's the laws, then you need to be a motherfucking outlaw. All the way around, full circle. Outlaw to the system. If they operating over here, you gotta operate over there. Be a rebel. And the best way to revolt is economically, socially. Putting your mind together, building with your people. That's how you do it. Anything can be touched. And if we stay on code, we can go around all this. If that's their laws, then laws are meant to be broken. And you gotta understand, if you watch all the subtleties and details, and you'll see that's really just people revolting against these laws. You're revolting against supremacy, but these laws and supremacy go hand in hand. These are rules of supremacy. But it goes even deeper because everybody practices these laws. So while you out here talking about something, I ain't got my own laws and I'm gonna stand my ground. No, standing ground don't work for you. You do stand your ground, you're going to jail. Matter of fact, remember that one sister who fired on the guy who home invaded her? She went to jail. I've seen black folks defend themselves and go to jail. Cause you ain't operating under the same laws as nobody else. That is cold, hard facts. And all my real ones know it. So us real ones who identify this, we get it moving. All us real ones who see this and know it, we ain't walking around here with our head in the clouds. I'm just like everybody else. Black folks like to talk this unity shit. You can't be unified with somebody when you're not even seen as their equal. How you gonna be on the same team with somebody if your teammate is high value and you're low value? How you gonna be on the same side with somebody, represent somebody, expect equal treatment with somebody when you're viewed as less than? It does not work. And us B1s, we understand this. This is why we stick together. We rob it off fam. See, when you stay right here at home, you ain't gotta worry about none of this shit. When you got your eyes open and you stay focused and motivated and you know what time it is and you know how they view us, then we don't give a fuck and we keep doing our thing. That's why we stay good, head held high. They can't fold us and it drives them crazy. Drives them crazy. Everybody else, they don't know it. They think they have access to the everybody else laws. They think they're a part of the non-black people laws. And every time somebody thinks that, it ends bad. And that's why they're jealous of us and that's why they envy us. Because every time somebody else walks into a room, they have to appease them. Yes, a massa, no massa, boss, boss, boss. But every time we walk into the place, we got that bop. It's a beautiful thing when you can stand next to your own family and y'all got that presence. That shit can't be beaten. Ain't no way. So no matter what they try to bring towards us, we maintain our own style. We maintain our own grit, our own might, and we prideful. And those are the things that got us on another level. See, when it comes to those laws, everybody out here is a sheriff. Non-black folks, they all play sheriff because it's their job to uphold it. They put the law in these folks' hands. That's why you meet people and they automatically try to take a superior position. You got people who are way down here, who ain't nowhere near on our level, who try to play boss with us. Now, they pull that on them coons, and the coons be like, yeah, that's true now. Okay, yeah, I'll turn the music down. Y'all done seen it. They try to pull that shit on us, and we regulate. And that's the difference between us and them, their code and ours. The B1 code, you stay on that shit'll get you right. That shit'll get you straight through life. If you got a young child, teach them the B1 code, and you done made their life a lot easier. Somebody who's not on that wave, someone who doesn't understand it, they're gonna spend a whole lifetime backwards as fuck. But we stay going. Onward, upward, forward, go. That's the only way to be. Only way we know. Sharp, very savvy. That's why we can see through it. That's why they can put this in front of us and they can try to hide it, and they can keep these laws on the low and the black codes and the Jim Crow. They can do all that, but they can't get it past us. Because we understand you got something that's official and unofficial. Something that's formal, something that's informal, something that's upfront, something in the back, some overt, covert. We understand all those ways, so it's hard for them to get off on us. This is how they pass those anti-black legislations. They take these laws and the myths and all the fabrications, and then they push these little initiatives on us, all based on the perception. And they try to be slick. Cause see, they're not dumb enough to write this down. You got the paper, and then you got what's underneath. Why the fuck they gotta write this down when they got a whole nation that's built on it? One more time. I said, why the fuck would they have to write this shit down and put it in a book for you to read when they got a whole nation, society, and country that's been built on it from day one? They'd rather have your ass walking around here thinking, I'm a freeze. I can do whatever. Technically, I fight for my rights. That's how they pull the wool over your eyes. Oh, don't get it twisted. You won't find these laws in no law book. Nah. You won't find these laws in no law school. Supreme Court? Nah. Courtroom? Nah. Why you think you can have a whole jury full of strangers and they always reach the same verdict on the black person? By now, you know the answer. And the thing about this, you ain't got to go to school to learn them. It don't take 10 years for law school. It's free tuition, 0 student loans, no scholarships, no classroom. The world teaches you. You can get a master's degree for free. They encourage it. All you gotta do is step outside. All the black politicians know they better uphold it. That's why you had Kamala Harris say this.
So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
And that's why you had Barack Obama say this.
They're not protesting. They're not making a statement. They're stealing. My understanding is you've got some of the same organizers now going back into these communities to try to clean up in the aftermath of a handful of protesters, a handful of criminals and thugs who tore up the place.
All the news anchors on TV say this.
The outrage that I have is in the lack of really the national attention to what is an epidemic of crime in the black community committed largely by blacks.
Because they know they better uphold these laws or they gonna get the same treatment. Because to break these rules are breaking the rules of the country. As a matter of fact, fuck that. Since this the Black AlphaCast and it's apparently clear that we going all the way the fuck in today, let's break down some of these racial disparities and find out, are these black codes or just a big old coincidence? Let's go. See, what they want to do is just say it, but they don't want you to focus on it. The fact that you got all these things, the fact that you got all this anti-black racism, it lets you know that there's an agenda at play. It lets you know that something's in full motherfucking swing. They want you to think this shit is just by accident. And it's clear as day, because if not, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But let's break it down. I got some statistics, and you know we get thorough as fuck right here on the Black Alpha Network, authentic. So bang them notifications, hit that subscribe, and share this motherfucker all the way around the world as we go to work. Check this out. There ain't no laws in place, right? There ain't no targeting, right? Just some disparities here, there, and over there, and a coincidence. Yeah, okay. Check this out. Tell me if this is a coincidence or is this targeting? African Americans are incarcerated in state prisons at the rate of 5.1 times imprisonment of W's. In 5 states, Iowa, Minnesota, New Jersey, Vermont, and Wisconsin, the disparity is more than 10-1. Facts. In 12 states, more than half the prison population is black. That's Alabama, Delaware, Georgia, Illinois, Louisiana, Maryland, Michigan, Mississippi, New Jersey, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Maryland. In Maryland, the black population in prison is 72%. 72%. Black people in Maryland only represent 12% of the population of the whole goddamn state, but they represent 72% of the prisons. Black codes, Jim Crow. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't want to hear about no accident. You could do some shit on accident and still not get them numbers. Ain't no motherfucking way. Nah, 12% of the population, but 72% of the jails? Nah, bruh. Nah, try another one. And shout out to all my people in Baltimore and all across Maryland. Okay, moving on. It don't stop. Nah, we digging deep today. We're gonna get all the way to the motherfucking core of this shit. Let's get it right now. You can check out 11 states in this country. 11 states. At least 1 out of 20 black people are in prison. In Oklahoma, they have the highest rate of black people incarcerated. One more time. Oklahoma is the state with the highest overall black prison rate. 1 out of 15 black people from 18 or older are going to go to jail. Straight up. And black folks in Oklahoma only represent 15% of the population. Shout out to my people in Oklahoma. I mean, we could do this for days. All the statistics are there, so anybody saying anything other than that is full of shit. And we calling them out and exposing their ass. I mean, here's the thing. When the statistics are proven and you see it with your own eyes and you put those two together, there's your answer. So we dismiss anybody saying anything other than that. And unfortunately for them, Black Alpha Network, we get all the way to the core, we get all the way to the facts, and we don't give a fuck who says it. This is real thorough. Check me out, get with us, because we coming all the way. Now let's talk about the whole motherfucking country. You can do this state by state, you can do this shit county by county, you can do this shit on one side of town, the other side of town, the north side, the east end, the west end, and the shit always stays the same. Black folks being targeted. Black folks being subjected to different laws that no one else has to deal with. Black folks getting arrested at higher rates than people who do the same crime. Black folks receiving higher sentences than people who do the same crime. So a black person and someone else does the same crime, black folks go and get arrested. Black folks and somebody else going to the courtroom, black folks get higher sentences. This plays out all across the goddamn country, all across the goddamn world. And it's everything that we said that it is. And we say that shit nice and clear so everybody hears it and understands. And this is why you got to stay B1 and we got to stay on code so we can maneuver and dodge all this shit. But let's look at the statistics of the country as we move forward and continue to expose this shit. Per 100,000 people, the imprisonment rate for W's is 275. For Hispanics, it's 378. For black folks, it's 1,408. Okay, that's per 100,000 people. Ours are completely mollywhopping everybody else. Black codes. I told you, it go young, old, middle, in between. It don't fucking matter. They'll arrest your motherfucking dog if his fur is black. These motherfuckers is locked in. Straight up. This how deep this shit run. Trust me when I tell you. And I'm gonna keep on bringing it. Here we go. Latino children per 100,000. Their rate is 118. W's is 83. Black folks is 383. You could put both those other groups together and black folks still had the highest rates, even though we commit less crimes than them. They commit more crimes, go to jail less. We commit less crimes, go to jail more. Ain't that fucked up? I mean, we could do this for days and go across genders. We can talk about how black women are 6 times higher to go to prison than other groups who do more crime than them. I mean, you can sit here and tally every other group up, put them motherfuckers all together in one big ass pot, and they still go to jail less than black folks, even though they do more crime than we do. It's sociology. And anybody who's ever studied sociology for 1 second, you see this. They actually have a study that studies this shit. The facts are present, the data is present, the statistics are present. It's all there. That's when it comes to jail. We've already broke down what happens when you're in the courtroom. Everybody knows the economic statistics, they all have gaps, which proves further that we have a different set of rules. You see black folks get less loans, even when you're financially secure. You see black folks who have never been to prison get less job opportunities than other groups who have been to prison. You see a single person from another group makes more income than a black household with 2 people at work. You see that in the financial world, you see that in the political world, you see that in the judicial system. And we've already broke it down, so look where we are. We just named every goddamn thing. Shit, what's left? Space? Black folks get targeted more on Star Trek? God damn. Now that brings me to Mr. Jimmy Crow. Let's talk about Mr. Joe Biden. Let's talk about the Crime Bill 2.0 that we've all been laying out. People knew before he got elected that if he ever got in that office, a new crime bill was coming. And guess what happened? Soon as his ass got elected, he threw that hand up and said, I take the president and because the motherfucker take 200 years to get a statement out. All right. Soon as his ass got up there and he accepted the presidency, all of a sudden the headlines changed. Did you notice that ever since Joe Biden got elected, here come the headlines of black crime, black inner cities. And anytime you see the black inner city headlines, you know they setting up for some type of operation against us, and that's exactly what's happening. He gave black folks Juneteenth and a new crime bill in the same week. He came out and gave a whole speech talking about people in the inner city, sending the feds to Chicago and sending the feds to Baltimore. It's funny because Donald Trump said the same thing. And Democrats were like, that's bad, that's wrong. Joe Biden says it in this, oh, that's good, that's great. Flip-flop. All over the motherfucking place. Because Joe Biden did what we all expected him to do. He said, if I ever get in office again, I'm going to finish what I started. The 94 crime bill. It took him years. He had to go with Barack Obama. He had to be the vice president. He had to go all the way around, but he ended up right there in the White House coming for you to finish that crime bill. And all the people that were talking about the crime bill and how it started mass incarceration, he was getting an attitude. He was like, no, it didn't. No, this one he could still talk. Because now he'd be like, all that. All that shit, but he owned it. He stood up for it. He was like, yeah, I wrote it. Yeah, I thought it was a good thing. That's what we did. We did it back then. He never bowed down or backed down from writing that 94 crime bill. He made excuses for it and alibis for it when it was convenient in front of the cameras. Backstage and behind closed doors, he's very proud of it because it's his life's work. That is his baby. Oh yes, the 94 crime bill is Joe Biden's pride and joy. He's been a politician for 277 years, okay? Because he's 572 years old. You understand? So when you add all them numbers up, what's the one piece of legislation that he's the most associated with? That's the 94 crime bill. That is his pride and joy. That is his baby. He will fight for that forever. He stands by it. He never backed down. It got the Joe Biden seal of approval on it. And he's been going around for the last 30 years representing it, making excuses for it and alibis. Because he loves that shit. This is how these politicians work. They don't write no motherfucking bill and be like, I made a mistake. No, the fuck he ain't. He ain't never said mistake. You ain't never heard the term mistake and 94 crime bill come out of Joe Biden's mouth. Go look at his speech that he gave on the floor when he first presented it. It looks identical to the speech he just gave when he said he was going to send the cops to Chicago. And he was going to have a whole operation to reduce crime. Let's look at some of the quotes he gave during the 94 crime bill speech. And let's look at some of the quotes he gave in the 2021 we're going to reduce crime speech. Now I'm going to say them both. And you tell me if you know what year it is. Because when I look at it and you don't see the year, you would think that he said it on the same day. Why? It's because he's operating under the same laws. And you know what I'm talking about. Let's check them out. We will find you. We will make sure that you cannot sell mayhem in our streets. He said that in 2021. There are predators in our streets who are beyond the pale, and we have no choice but to take them out of society. He said that in 94. Rising crime in our country is a national embarrassment. He said that in 2021. Rising crime is a sad commentary in our society. He said that in 94. We're taking on all the bad actors in our streets. He said that in 2021. We have predators in our streets. Said that in 1994. Check this out. These merchants offer profit for selling and they're harming innocent people. And it's not acceptable. He said that in 2021. It doesn't matter if they're victims of society. The consensus is we must take back our streets. He said that in 1994. You get the motherfucking point. Sounds identical. Each quote sounds like the same one from 30 years ago. Can't tell the difference. The motherfuckers is Bopsy twins. Why? It's because he's here to finish the job. The motherfucking 1994 crime bill, that's what we call it. That's what we call it. A lot of people don't even know. In the political world, in the political atmosphere, they call it the Biden bill. That motherfucker's called the Biden bill. It got his name on it. The motherfucking 94 crime bill got Joe Biden's name on it the same way a junior's got a senior's name on it. He don't even have a kid named Joe, but he got a fucking crime bill named Joe. Matter of fact, listen to this quote. This is what he said about the crime bill 94. This motherfucker didn't back down. He owned that shit. He loved that shit. That motherfucker talk about the crime bill, he start blushing and shit. He loved that motherfucker. Oh, he may get in front of the camera and get a couple Democrats to fall for that bullshit. But that motherfucker's in love with the crime bill. Check out this quote. This is what he said about it specifically, after the fact. He said, I haven't always been right. I haven't always gotten things right. But I've always tried. Because trying is okay when you're ripping apart the black family. Because that's what your crime bill did. Okay. Furthermore, he said, but by and large, what we really did was restore American cities. Straight up, direct quote. That came from Jim Crow Joe. He said the 94 crime bill restored American cities. That don't sound like someone who regretted it. So all the black Democrats who come around and talk about how bad it was, y'all got a motherfucking problem on your hand. Because you sitting here saying how bad the 94 crime bill was and how it ripped apart the black family, but Jim Crow Joe is saying it restored American cities. Which one is it? Which one is it? You supporting the guy that on one hand you say ripped apart the black family, on one hand you say created mass incarceration, but he walk around saying, oh shit, everything's cool over here. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, contradicting like a motherfucker. But we all know when it comes to them Democrats, it ain't ever about justice. It ain't ever about freedom. And damn sure about pro-black. For them, it's all about the plantation of Democrats. So we know they don't know what the fuck they talking about anyway. But Jim Crow Joe is very, very motherfucking proud. And I think every single quote that I just displayed shows you that he is a guy who's in full content with everything he's done and all the atrocities that he's committed in the black community. And I've only provided to you a couple excuses, but he's got a million more justifications and alibis that he's made consistently for 30 years about the 1994 crime bill. Now, let's fast forward to today. He said restored cities is what the 94 crime bill did, and he's using that same restored cities rhetoric now. So what do you think? If it looked like a duck, if it walked like a duck, if it quacked like a duck, it must be a motherfucking duck. He's using the same tactics, the same rhetoric, the same approach, the same path, because he has the same vision, and that's the in-laws. Joe Biden, quite frankly, probably got pissed that people were giving him a hard time about that. And he said, you know what, let me become president and I'm gonna make it quadruple worse. And now I got a VP who was a cop that was locking away innocent black women in California because they couldn't afford to send their kids to school. And not only was she locking up innocent black women, she was laughing and making jokes about it. Listen.
I would not be standing here were it not for the education I received. And I know many of us will say the same thing. And I believe a child going without an education is tantamount to a crime. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy. Well, this was a little controversial in San Francisco. And frankly, my staff went bananas. They were very concerned because we didn't know at the time whether I was going to have an opponent in my re-election race. But I said, look, I'm done. This is a serious issue, and I've got a little political capital, and I'm going to spend some of it. And this is what we did. If you don't go to school, Kamala's going to put you and me in jail. If you don't go to school, Kamala's going to put you and me in jail. If you don't go to school, Kamala's going to put you and me in jail, in jail, in jail, in jail. You and me in jail. Yes, we achieved intended effect.
Oh yeah, intended effect. Straight up and down. So it all fits. Joe Biden wants to finish his crime bill. Kamala Harris locks up black folks. Put them both together. Let's start locking up some black folks and you get your damn crime bill 2.0, the Joe Biden bill, the Jim Crow Joe, and the Cop Allah bill. Straight up and down. And it all happens during the era where black folks is woke. It all happens in the era where black folks is building and getting their shit together. So no time is more important than now for them to pull this shit. And as soon as Joe Biden got elected, you start seeing the propaganda. Crime here, crime there, crime over there, crime upside down, crime right side up, crime under the table, crime under the rug. All you got to do is wait and you'll see the same routine. Anytime they're about to deliver a new crime bill or the inner cities, because they only talk about black folks when they say inner cities, okay? When you talk about crime in America, you're talking about black folks because this whole country thinks black folks are the only criminals, all right? So they create these words and they associate us with these words so much that when they say it, it's automatically with the assumption they're talking about us. Let's not play these motherfucking games, all right? When someone talks about crime, they're talking about black people. Because black folks are always the people who are being blamed for crime. Crime we don't even do. Because black folks are the people always being scapegoated for crimes that we don't even commit. That's why they associate us with these terms, because they know all they got to do now is say the word and people going to think it's about us. And then when you call them out on it, they say, we didn't say blacks. No, you just associated our name with the shit for 400 years. Reverse psychology, trick bag, bamboozle, hoodwink, okie doke. Same thing, but that shit don't get past us because we some regulators. And we regulating that shit right now, right here on the Black AlphaCast. But nonetheless, this is what happens. They take news clippings and headlines. Black people, we're the only folks in the world where our lives will get ruined based on the fucking headline. Our families will get destroyed and split up based on a fucking news clip. Anytime you see a headline, that shit's detrimental to us. Because they'll broadcast that shit to 300 million people all based on the fucking headline. Not based on reality, because reality does not show this. Not based on facts, because the facts do not show this. Not based on data or statistical evidence, because the data and the statistical evidence do not show this. All based on a fucking headline that they've put in place so they can use it as a justification to come down on black folks. And that's what you're seeing right now with Kamala Harris, with Joe Biden, with the crime bill, and with the in-laws. And it's all by design. And knowing it's by design, That's good. Keep on bringing it, because we going to keep on bringing this B1. So that means we going to stay on our code. We already got the motherfucking game. We already got the style. We already got the mentality. So as long as we stay on our shit, it don't matter what the fuck they do. You know, I always say that. They can throw any motherfucking thing that they got. And they gonna do it anyway, because that's what they've been doing for 500 motherfucking years. So keep on throwing that shit you got, and we gonna stay on code. Because once we on code, that shit bounce right the fuck off. Every single time. So they can keep on throwing it, and we gonna keep on pushing this line, and this B1 is gonna be standing motherfucking strong. That I know all day. That's all of it. The social world. And these are the rules they want us to go by. These are the rules they try to fit us in. B1s don't go for that. And I always say we the ones keeping the lights on. And I say that we always gonna be the only ones who gonna stand on 10. And I love it, and I salute y'all, every last one of y'all. That's what makes this shit perfect. So they can have all of that right here, but it's all good, because none of that compares to the wave that we on. Go look it up. Go look all this up. This is all public document. We only bringing the truth on this AlphaCast today, but it's all there for you to see. Go look at it, because we some real ones. Everything we touch, everything we speak on is solid. And that's all a part of the game. They got good trouble? Well, we stay with good company. We surround ourselves with good, like-minded, strong, certifieds. We in the game. You will never lose like that. I promise. You will never lose. Not when you on code. Not when you keep things moving, keep things in motion. That shit is built for perfection. That shit is built for the long term. That shit built for winning. So they got theirs and we got ours. And I'm loyal to the soil. Codified all the time. I bring it with me everywhere I go. Yes, indeed. So we got all the game laid out. We got that shit on one perfectly. Got it right. Doing what we do. Black Alpha, B1, FBA certified. And since we got everything on page and everything's on par, let's keep doing what we do. As I always say, we ain't got to change a motherfucking thing. Only thing we got to do is stay on our path. If this was baseball, we done already knocked the motherfucker out the park. We done hit first, second. All we got to do is round third and get home. That's it. You feel me? So I salute y'all. This is Black AlphaCast. We break these motherfuckers down, and I'm going to be back around, and we going to get them one more time. Because as long as we out here, these motherfuckers can't walk down the street. Believe me when I tell you that. So y'all have a good day. Take care of yourselves, man. Stay safe out there. We know the world's against us. You know the world wake up in the motherfucking morning, wake up at night, hating on us. We got motherfucking a whole condo in these motherfuckers' head, rent free. You know, FBA stay on the minds of everybody out there. You know, they only hate us because they ain't us. So knowing that these motherfuckers is hating on us and knowing these motherfuckers is out here thinking about us every 2 seconds, only thing you got to do, walk a little more slow, walk with a little more bop, and let these motherfuckers know every time we in the building, we ain't leaving. Do that, stay safe, and we win it. Bang that subscribe button, baby. We build it. Black is beautiful. Beautiful is black. One love.